Hey, my wonderful AVID Excel students. This is Ms. Faiai here to go over your week 4 assignments. So we are halfway through, guys. We're almost done. So this week, I put this Nike sign here to show you that this lesson is about prioritizing and just doing it, just getting assignments done to kind of push you through these last few weeks. If you have any questions, here's all of my contact information. Hopefully you guys will join the Google Meets classroom that I have set up. This is the code right here if you want to pop in and say hi. Last week I gave extra credit. I might do the same thing this week. All right, so as a quick review, these are the things that I want you to do this week. You're going to find this video I'm recording right now. You'll find a link here and on my little icon over here. So you're going to do a quick check-in survey again. I've changed the questions. This time I have a lot more of your input. I want to know what you think about certain things. So definitely do that survey check-in. It is worth 10 points. I also have an independent reading response that you're going to get done this week. A Thrively activity about prioritizing, and then a Flipgrid activity that's actually linked to week 3 last week, right? Then I have some optional activities. Hopefully you check them out because Mother's Day is coming up, so I have some ideas in there for you. All right, so to start, here is the check-in for this week. I just, again, want to know how everything's going. I do read every single one of your responses, and I loved the jokes you guys had last week. They were really funny. So this week, I want to know what you guys think about the different questions that I have, so definitely post those. This is the link to the Google form. You'll also find it over here on this icon. So let me just open that up really quickly so you can see. So this is what the check-in this week looks like. Definitely take the time to answer all of the questions. I don't know isn't going to work moving forward. So if I see a lot of I don't knows, I'm not going to give you full credit for your responses. Okay, so just do your best. I don't expect it to be perfect, but I do expect you to try. All right, so that is the check-in for this week. 10 points. Once you submit that, your responses are automatically recorded. I get a whole list of students that responded, and that's how I give you your points. The second activity I have you guys doing this week is another independent reading check. So I want you guys to show me that you've been reading at least 4 times a week. I will go ahead and update this. It's going to say Distance Learning Reading Log 2020 week 4. Okay, and it's going to be under the week 4's assignments. If you still haven't found any books to read, you can definitely check out this slideshow created for you by Mrs. Hernandez, and it goes over different types of books, young adult, YA stands for young adult books that students are really interested in right now. Let's take a look at the Distance Learning Reading Log really quickly so I can show you again what that looks like. All right, guys, so this is the Distance Learning Reading Log. Again, the directions say you just need to read 20 minutes each night, and this is to help you with your reading comprehension and reading development. When you're done, before you submit this on Friday, I need you to write 1 paragraph in a response that you're going to use basically one of these questions below to choose. So you've already been doing this for 2 weeks now. This is your 3rd week. These are the reading questions. If you've already chosen like number 1 and number 2, you need to choose a different question, 3 through 10, to choose from. Don't forget to fill this information out, the title of your text, who the author is, how many pages you read this week, and have one of your parents sign right here. You're going to write your paragraph response here, and please tell me what question you're answering right here. Okay? All right, so that's how you complete the Distance Learning Reading Log for week 4. Let's go back to our Hyperdoc and check out what else we have to do for the rest of this week. All right, so I went ahead and updated this information. I put week 4 and week 4's assignments for your independent reading log. You will find that in Google Classroom. So just to remind you, I put this little Google Classroom link. You just click on that, download that handout, and then when you submit it to Google Classroom, I will get it. I will give you the points, okay? The next assignment, the 3rd assignment for the week, is your Thrively assignment. So it's another Thrively activity. And this week's lesson is about prioritizing, because at some point, almost everyone experiences a struggle with prioritizing and organizing when you need to get things done. So like the Nike slogan says, sometimes you have to just do it. So this week, you will practice organization and prioritizing what things need to get done first, second, third, or can wait for later. I want you to complete both exercises in this week's Thrively activity to better understand how to prioritize your time. So this activity you're going to do on Thrively, I put the links here under the word prioritizing and also on this little icon over here. So let's take a look at that, because once you complete this assignment, you just click submit and I will get a copy of it. All right, so this is the page for this week's Thrively activity. I got inspired by the Just Do It sign here. So really quickly, let's just review this. It says overview. These are like kind of telling us what we need to do. Like Nike's famous slogan, just do it. The first step towards any goal, challenge, or action is always the hardest. In this 20-minute lesson, learn how to better manage your time, fight procrastination, and beat the odds against yourself by taking the first step. So again, this activity should only take about 20 minutes. I've already assigned it to you. So let's look at exercise 1. Less than 2 minutes, 1, touch it. If something you need to do will take you less than 2 minutes, do it now and get it off your plate. So that to me is something like, oh, it's going to take me 2 minutes to pick up my laundry and put it in the laundry, in the washing machine. That takes 2 minutes. So that's kind of what this activity is about. This guy gives a really good speech about what, how to complete 2-minute activities and get them done. So watch this video. Then you're going to, right here in the notes section, you're going to write your response right here. And this prompt tells you to list 3 things that you can address this way. Now be sure to do it tonight. So after watching this video, think of 3 things that you can do right away. List them right here. All right, exercise 2, prioritizing help. So graphic organizers help us sort through and arrange tasks from most important to least. This helps us allot the appropriate amount of time to complete everything. So this is a little chart that you can actually click on and then kind of prioritize and do the activity, just to kind of see a visual version of doing it. I like lists. I just write like 1, 2, 3, and then I write down in the order in which I have to complete something. So 1, complete my lesson planning. 2, grade my papers. 3, respond to student emails. That's just an example. You have your own things that you need to do. And so this kind of chart helps you think about what it is you need to do. So in this yellow section, what's important and urgent, you have to do it now, all right? The next box, think about what's important but not urgent, and you can plan for it. Moving down to the box right here, what can you delegate? Meaning what can you do later on or give to someone else? So what's not important, but it's urgent, then maybe you need a little bit of help. You need to get that done, kind of delegate it, delegate that responsibility. Can I do it? Can someone else do it? Can I do it later? And then something that we need to drop. So what's not urgent or not important, that can be dropped for later. So for example, playing video games. Yes, it's fun. Yes, we need to do it to relax, but does that kind of outweigh homework? I don't know. All right. So it's up to you to kind of plan through this. This is just here to help you. So then again, you're going to have to write a response. So in your notes section here is the prompt. List the things you need to get done. Now sort through them and arrange them in the appropriate boxes provided by the graphic organizer. Reflect. How valuable of a tool is this organizer? Will it help you to get these things done, and explain how? So after you do this activity by clicking on this box, okay, it's going to take you to this strategy box. You're going to plug in different things that you can think. So this girl has done this activity before. Then you're going to go back and you're going to answer the questions. How valuable do you think this tool is, this organizer? And do you think it will help you get things done? And explain. So at least 3 sentences, because if you don't want to use this, tell me what you're going to use instead to get everything done. All right. Finally, you're going to click I am finished, and that will submit the assignment, and I'll be able to go through and read your responses. Spelling, grammar, punctuation, those things matter and they count. So this week, your grade will drop if you are not using correct grammar, spelling, and punctuation to get this assignment done, right? And just for timing purposes, so that I didn't have to record another video, I'm just going to leave right here exactly what time you can skip through the video to watch the instructions for Thrively. All right, the next activity and final activity I have for you this week is a Flipgrid. This is worth 30 points, okay? So I want you to visit last week's Flipgrid, okay? Last week's Flipgrid was telling me a story, okay? And I want you to respond to your last post. So you're going to be responding to yourself, all right? And I want you to tell me what you have been doing to help you prioritize your distance learning schedule with your personal at-home schedule. So you have to learn how to manage school with home, and we always have a lot of different things going on. So what have you been doing to help you manage getting schoolwork done and then getting your home stuff done, okay? So I have some sentence starters to help you. So here's the first sentence starter. This week, comma, I prioritized first. What did you do first? Then, comma, I completed. What is the second thing that you did? And finally, comma, I finished with what's the third thing that you did? At least 3 things that you did, and you actually put them in order, okay? So you might want to copy and paste these. You can right click, highlight it, and right click. And at the very top, you're going to see copy. You can just copy the sentence frames. And then when you go to Flipgrid, okay, you will be able to see this last page. Okay, so here is the page from last week. I had the sentence starters for you from last week, so if you haven't done them, you should do them now. And then I want you to go ahead. It looks like we already have one student who went ahead and posted his assignment for last week, because I'm grading this in advance, and he's just going to reply to himself. So in order to do that, you're just going to click on your video and then hit reply, and then you'll be able to reply to yourself, okay? So it's the same exact page, but now you're going to reply to yourself using those sentence starters that I showed you on the Hyperdoc to help you respond to yourself, okay? So I want you again to respond to yourself. Once you do that, it should automatically upload, and then I'll be able to go on and I'll see a little circle here that will show me you have responded to yourself, and I'll also get a notification emailed to me. All right, so that is what you're going to do for this week's Flipgrid response. So again, this is graded on Flipgrid. Okay, once it's submitted, I do get an email. You can see the link to last week's Flipgrid here and here. Okay, it'll take you straight there. Or if you go to flipgrid.com and you type in AE Storytime, it's going to take you to that same page. So we're using the exact same Flipgrid from last week, but you're responding to yourself using these sentence starters, because I want you to now think about how you're prioritizing. Connect what you learned this week on Thrively through your Flipgrid response. Again, I will give you the minutes right here of where you can go ahead and skip through the video just to get the Flipgrid instructions for this week's Flipgrid assignment. This is 30 points, all right? Again, I gave you the online resources. I didn't erase them from last week. They're still here. So if you need an MBA calendar, I highly recommend using it, especially for students whose parents want to know what you're working on and how you're getting things done. We also have our MBA AVID Excel Flipgrid. If you want to go ahead and check that out, you can. That has been being used at least by one student this past week who had questions about help that she needed with her iPad and Google Meets. And then, of course, you have MBA tutoring if you need to get help for specific tutoring homework assignments. Okay, so this is all here for you. It's not graded. It's just there to help you out. All right, I went ahead and fixed my screen because I realized it was really zoomed far out. So some optional activities. I only have 2 for you this week, but Mother's Day is right around the corner. So if you guys are thinking of ways to kind of surprise mom with some ideas, or sorry, to surprise mom with some gifts you can make, okay, they don't cost money, you just need some paper. There are videos on how to make a rose and how to make a heart using origami. And then I also shared with you guys this week on the survey, something that I do to kind of help with my physical health is I go for walks, but I also do yoga. This is not yoga, but it is a stretching video that you can do, and I kind of do sometimes at the end of a long work day when I've been sitting in front of my computer all day, or I've been working out in the yard or cleaning around the house. I'll do this stretch. It takes like 5 minutes and it's kind of helpful. But if you are going to do the stretch, please make sure you get parent permission and be healthy. If something's hurting, don't do it. I'm not a physical education teacher. I'm just sharing just activities if you want to try them out, okay? But just be safe. When you're done, you want to go ahead and submit this Hyperdoc into Google Classroom. When you go ahead and click submit in Google Classroom, I get the assignment automatically. I get an email saying the assignment is done. This student has submitted this work. You can go ahead and grade it. But don't submit this document until everything is done that you have done for the week, or else I'll grade it and I won't know if you've posted something new. Okay, so just a quick review. Go ahead and finish these 4 things. It's check-in 10 points, independent reading 30 points, Thrively is 30 points, and your Flipgrid is 30 points. Follow these directions, and if you have any questions, guys, back up at the top, I do tell you how to get a hold of me. I will be meeting again with students this Wednesday on virtual chat in Google Meets if you want to stop by and just say hello, or if you have any questions, okay? All right, guys, that's all I have for you, week 4. Stay safe. I miss you all. Make smart decisions.